For Citrus TV Sports, I'm Cameron Ezeir, the Citrus TV tennis beat reporter for the 2020 season. Today I'm joined with all ACC second team member, all ACC third team member, and the 13th most, or the tied for the 13th amount of wins in Syracuse history at 131, Miranda Ramirez. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
Okay, so I'm going to start off. It's such trying times right now. I'm going to start off with the question that everyone wants to know. How are you staying active? I know it would still be tennis season at the moment or going into the end of tennis season. How are you staying active?
Yeah, so I've been doing as much of a workout as I can every single morning. So I've been running a lot more, even though it's not my favorite. It's one of the best things that I could be doing right now. So I've been running at least a few miles every single day, and then on top of that, just doing a lot of body weight stuff and just trying to keep my athleticism at the highest level that it can be, given that we don't have any access to gyms right now. I haven't been able to play tennis as much as I would like to, but it's just hard to kind of find people right now and find courts. So I'm just doing everything I can until things sort of start to calm down.
Okay, so we're going to start at the beginning of your Syracuse career. What was the decision to come to Syracuse? What went into that? Why'd you choose Syracuse in the end?
Yeah, so I think the biggest factor for me were both the teammates that I met at the time and the coaches. I think that their sort of personalities and energy and methods of coaching, as far as from Ina Zalam and Shelley George at the time, I was really attracted to that environment, and I think that I could tell from my official visit that it was definitely somewhere that I would fit in really well, and that it was a group that I wanted to be with.
Now you're 4 years in. Can you give me your favorite tennis memory at Syracuse and maybe a non-tennis memory at Syracuse as well?
Favorite tennis memory, I would say, has got to be all of the really close 4-3 games that we've won. I don't think that there's any one that particularly stands out among the rest. I think that just in general, it's such an amazing feeling to witness and to be part of, and whether I'm playing or whether a teammate's playing, I think that the energy is still the same. So I think that we just share such a tight bond. So I think that whenever we're battling together, it's definitely my favorite moments as far as on the court. And then a favorite off the court memory, I think just how much I've grown as a person over the past 4 years. I think when I went into Syracuse when I first started as a freshman, I was very shy, very reserved, and now I've kind of found myself and who I am as a person, partly because of tennis and my teammates, and partly because I had to live on my own, figure things out. So yeah, I'm definitely grateful for all of the opportunities that Syracuse has given me over the past 4 years.
And for those who weren't tuned in for your senior season, I don't think a lot of people realize how successful of a season that the tennis team was having. Can you just walk everyone that wasn't tuned in, walk everyone through just your season or your senior season in general?
Yeah, we posted some huge results. It was actually so incredible. It was definitely the best start of the season that I've ever experienced. I think that I'm not sure how far back years-wise that stretched, but I think that we definitely had the best beginning record in years. So it was really, really great. Everything was looking really positive, and we were super excited going into our conference matches. Everyone was playing really well. But yeah, we had some really great success early on the season, and I was super happy with how it was going.
And can you just talk about that team, how you guys gelled, how you guys worked together? Just talk about, the team mentality going into the season and then during the season as well.
Yeah, I thought that we had really great attitudes, and we were all getting along really, really well, both on and off the court. I think every single game day, everyone brought their A game. There was never a time when we'd have those off days or things like that. It was just smooth. I think that's the best way I can describe it. We were all on point every single time, and as soon as the game started, we were all there and we were all fighting. And it was really cool to see, even from the freshmen who were new and still learning things, they were right there and fighting like they were the upperclassmen. So it was great to be part of.
And no one could ignore, what's going on right now. All the seasons, the NCAA, ending every sport. Can you just talk about where you were? What was the response to the season getting cut short? Did you guys meet as a team afterward? Do you guys still have Zoom calls talking? What was your response to the season getting cut short? And what is the team doing now to keep you guys connected?
Right. So we did have an end of season meeting when the announcement was finally made and before the girls started going home. And it was, of course, it was really difficult in the sense that we all just wanted to keep playing for each other and we wanted to keep this amazing season going. But at the same time, I think that we all understood that it was the right decision. I mean, I think that there was a lot of thought that went into it from a whole bunch of or pretty much every organization, and I think that we all kind of did see it coming at the same time too. So even though it was really sad, especially for me and Guzal, who were seniors, we understood where it was coming from. Since then, I mean, we still have our group chat, we still text and talk and kind of catch up every now and then, but we haven't had any regular scheduled meetings or anything.
Okay, so the big news in the past couple of days, of course, the NCAA extending an extra year of eligibility for seniors that got their season cut short. Both you and Guzal deciding to come back for an extra year. Can you just talk about, after 4 years in Orange, what was your decision for coming back for round 5?
Yeah, so actually, I was going to be doing this 1-year Master's of Professional Accounting program anyways. So I got accepted to the grad school in early February, I think it was. So I already had 100% intention to be at Syracuse for 1 more year. And now it's just a major plus to be on the team for that year as well. But I think, yeah, it worked out really well. And I can't even express how grateful I am for that. But yeah, I mean, I was going to be doing this program anyways.
And of course, recruiting is at a halt. Everything, you don't know if more players are going to come for next season. Right now, you just know the 7 that are going to be there. Can you just talk about maybe some goals or expectations for next season, if you've thought about that, maybe just in the fall and the spring?
Yeah, I think the biggest piece of that is what we're all doing right now. I think that we're definitely going to be at the level that we were at last season if we continue to train now. So, I mean, I think that as far as goal-wise, I would say just to sort of imagine that this whole break of time didn't happen. So making sure that we're all staying athletically fit and we're all remembering that we should still train and all that stuff, even though it's a very long break. I think that we just need to treat it as if we're still in season, we're still in full playing mode because we have another season coming up. And I trust the girls to do that. I trust myself to do that. So I'm looking forward to it next season and to hopefully keep those major winning streaks that we had going.
And is there anything that you saw in your game last season that you would want to improve for next season?
I think that the biggest thing for me, to improve, I would say maybe a little bit on the doubles side. I was working with our assistant coach, Jen, a lot during practice about positioning and spacing and just overall doubles tactics. So I think that if I could keep working on that, that would be the biggest benefit to me personally. But other than that, I mean, keep fighting and take nothing for granted. Obviously, it's a huge blessing to be able to play another season, and I have to treat it accordingly.
And finally, in the press releases of both you and Guzal, and then what Coach Liman was saying, there was a hint of unfinished business. There was a lot of, you guys wanted to come back because of that unfinished business. Can you talk about that sentiment, and what unfinished business do you think you have to attend to both in the fall and the spring?
Yeah, for sure. I think, me and Guzal had a lot of conversations about this actually, but, at some point we both definitely knew that our college tennis career was coming to an end, but I think where that unfinished business comes in is that we weren't ready for it to come so soon. So it definitely hit us pretty hard, and it's giving us, I think, a lot of motivation to make the most out of this coming season. We definitely want to play every single game to the best of our abilities and just really enjoy the moment because we know now what it's like to have that feeling of it going away so fast, and so I think that that's actually going to play a little bit to our benefit, and I think to all seniors out there, I think that we're just going to have so much more appreciation to the sport just because of everything that's going on.
And Miranda, I just want to thank you one more time for joining me today. Uh, Great job last season, and can't wait to see what you, Gazal, and the rest of the team do next season. So for Citrus TV Sports, I'm Cameron Ezeir, Miranda Ramirez. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for all of our other interviews coming up.